So people keep asking me why I voted for Trump. And even though I've already given my answer, it was a while ago, so I get that people don't want to scroll. So let me give my answer here. Reason number one.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing. I see y'all and I appreciate y'all. So in today's video, many people are actually coming out to say the reasons why they voted Trump in the last presidential election. Let's see, let's hear their views, let's hear what they have to say. Let's see if there's actually some regrets, or let's see if they're still standing on their vote. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Why do you actually think people voted for who they voted for? Let me know what you think. Let me know what your views are, and I'll see you at the end of the video.
One, Donald Trump wants to pull off one of the largest deportations of illegal immigrants in history. You said not to say border. This isn't border. This is deporting illegal immigrants that are already in the country. Now, while I was in DC, we spoke with Tom Homan, who was the former leader of ICE. And he worked through 6 different presidents and has said that he will come back to his job if Donald Trump gets back in office. And he explained to us what this deportation plan entails. They will not be doing a nationwide sweep. They will not be going door to door. What they will do is they will first focus on those with a criminal record. Because yes, unfortunately, there are illegal immigrants with a criminal record that are still in the country. While yes, to me, they are already criminals because they entered this country illegally, the fact that they doubled down and committed crimes while in the country and they're still here is wild to me. So obviously, they should be deported, and they're the first ones that Trump is going to focus on. After that, they will be moving to those who were found guilty of immigration fraud. Unfortunately, there are people that take advantage of the system. They will seek asylum under false pretenses just so they can get into the country and skip the line. There are actual people that need to seek asylum in our country, so it hurts me that these people got to skip the line, were found guilty of immigration fraud, and still have not been deported. Reason number 2 is that Trump listens to the people. I was speaking to one of my friends yesterday who is very left-leaning, who is now voting for Donald Trump. And when I asked her why, one of her biggest reasons is that she sees Trump as a people person, while Kamala Harris just listens to whoever else is in charge and where the money's coming from. For example, Trump is now being very open about IVF because he sees that that is what the majority of people want access to. That is not a conservative value. But as a constitutional republic, what we are supposed to do when you are the president is you're supposed to listen to the people and do what the majority wants, even if it doesn't always align with exactly what you would want to do. Another example, he was in a podcast with Andrew Schultz, and he was talking about Israel. And he said that he's been listening to the people and hearing them complain, and he thinks that we got way too involved. And while foreign aid is great, there's a fine line between aid and interference, and we have crossed that line. Which leads me to my next point, is that Trump is going to focus on the American citizens here, which have to do with the past 2 points that I said too. Instead of giving billions of dollars to countries like Ukraine, or hundreds of millions of dollars to illegal immigrants to get started here, he is going to focus on the American people. I mean, just look at how he handled hurricane relief as somebody who is not even remotely in office. He gave hundreds of thousands of dollars himself to help the people, and he also raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to help the people, since our government was too worried about giving billions and millions of dollars to countries like Ukraine, Iran, Israel. I was told I couldn't say the economy, but I feel like the reason that I was told I couldn't is because that's one of our biggest talking points, and it's one of the truest talking points. But I'm not allowed to go into it, so just know that is a reason. There are also many reasons why I would vote for Trump over Harris. There's the fact that she constantly contradicts herself. Like, for example, how she said that she wants to cut taxes on tips, but yet she was the tie-breaking vote on passing the Inflation Reduction Act, which actually enforces taxing on tips. She wants to ban fracking. She doesn't want to ban fracking. Bidenomics is working to, oh, I'm gonna help fix the economy. From turning the page to, I would never change anything about what Biden has done. Or there's the fact that she straight up lied about there not being any active military in combat. Spoiler alert, there's active military in combat. That's kind of like the clip notes of everything. There's a lot more, but I go into detail in my other videos under my politics tab on my TikTok page.
I'm voting for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris, and this is why. Even though the media and everything was hating on him, my boy delivered major W. The economy was thriving. We had record low unemployment rates, wages were rising, the economy was just a lot stronger. Gas prices were lower, inflation was low. We can argue all we want, but the facts are people had jobs, wages were rising, and America overall was doing better as an economy. What I dislike about Kamala Harris is she's making a lot of promises right now during her campaign run, but she already has a position of power. She's the sitting vice president of the United States. If the problems that she's rising are very crucial, why doesn't she fix them right now? And why is she saying she's going to fix them when she becomes president? It doesn't make sense. She's not here to actually fix anything. She's not genuine. She just wants that position, that promotion to become the first female president. Under Biden and Kamala, inflation hit record highs. Food prices are higher, gas prices are high, but wages are not increasing. Trump knows business, but more importantly, he prioritizes policies that create jobs and stabilize our economy. Another thing I really dislike about the Democrats is how quick they are to send foreign aid. I understand we have to help our allies, but there comes a point where it becomes too much and we need to prioritize Americans that are living here at home that are struggling more than sending money, billions of dollars to Ukraine and Israel. Those billions that are being sent to Ukraine can be used to fix infrastructure here, build homes, make healthcare more affordable, go towards education, help the drug pandemic that's happening in America. Trump has a mouth on him, but at the end of the day, he puts America first. I would rather vote for the person who puts America first if I am an American and I'm living in America. I have a lot more reasons. Like this video if you want a part 2.
The first reason I voted for Donald Trump is because of authenticity. And say what you will, people have always, at least for the last, whenever he first took office, they kept talking about how much he's a racist. Kamala Harris at some point called him a fascist. And I get that he has character flaws and he's definitely not the poster child for anything like great and moral or whatever, but at the very least, he shows up exactly who he is. He's not trying to fit a mold, right? And if someone is ultimately racist, and I never personally concluded that he is a racist, but if whatever he is, at least he owns it. There's a groundedness in that I resonate with, that I find relatable. If you're going to be a racist, at least just be like open with it, right? And again, I don't think he is a racist. Like, I don't just buy into the idea that people are what people say that someone is. Like, I never got that vibe from him, so I don't make those types of conclusions, right? But I've always just gotten the sense that he's going to show up and he's going to say exactly how he feels, and I can trust that. The second reason is economic vision. The fact of the matter is there's inflation. The economy is going through a big shift. He was the candidate that actually offered some sort of plan right out of the gate. And again, stemming from the authenticity part, not only is he authentic, but he is a billionaire. He's a businessman. So he knows these things. Out of the two, he would be the candidate that I would look at to say, okay, this is the person who has the receipts to be able to say, hey, I understand the economy and I can put forth a vision. I have this experience that can help lead us out of it, help advance our economic situation as a country in some sort of way. Now, granted, I will never be looking to anybody as the savior, right? So I didn't wake up this morning so excited about the fact that he won, and I would still be feeling just as good about the future regardless of who won, right? So it could have been Kamala, it could have been Jill Stein. I didn't know that she was on the ticket until I voted yesterday, and that's just the baseline, right? So I know that regardless of what happens as far as who's the president, the only person that really is going to move the needle significantly as far as whether I become financially successful and whether the economics in my world are actually moving, it's me. It's not up to a government. It's not up to anybody else. That brings me to the third reason, which is empowerment of individual freedom. And I think this is less of a Donald Trump and maybe more of a conservative viewpoint. The American foundational principles of the country are based on individual freedom.
Donald Trump won, and this is what America wanted. They wanted someone they believed to be a strong man. They wanted someone they believed was better on the economy. Whether any of those things are true or not, and much of it's not, this is what America wanted. This is what people voted for. Most of America voted for MAGAism. They voted for the sexism. They voted for the racism. They voted for the convicted criminal. They voted for someone who wants to get rid of healthcare. They voted for someone who wants to get rid of the Department of Education. But those are all true, but that's what he wanted, and that's what they wanted. So look, this is where we are. America is honestly MAGA country now, and people have to get used to it. Doesn't mean that they can't fight against it. Doesn't mean that it's over. 4 more years in the White House, but that's not the end of the world. Let's hope so.
What I feel is that we cannot all see things from the same perspective. We cannot all like the same things. Some people like their bread with peanut butter, some people like their bread with jam. But whatever decision you make sure you're accountable for it, because accountability is very, very important. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think these reasons are still valid? Do you think these people still standing on their beliefs? Do you think them still standing on what they actually voted for during the election? Do you think their stance still stands? You know what I mean? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let the conversation begin. And I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to stay safe. Ciao.